We're wrapping up our unforgettable Southwest road trip with both some iconic and lesser-known sites in northern Arizona. Good morning from another beautiful place in Arizona. We left the Grand Canyon yesterday and drove up to Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. This is just west of Page, and this is kind of the beginning of the Grand Canyon. Check out these views here. This is where a lot of rafters put into the Colorado River to float the river through the Grand Canyon. We scored a pretty sweet site. This is Lee's Ferry Campground. We got in about 5:30 last night. They had several sites still available. We woke up to the most beautiful sunrise this morning. Oh, this place is so peaceful. We're located about 3,100 feet of elevation, so we left 7,000 feet yesterday at the rim of the Grand Canyon and dropped quite a bit. So it's much warmer here this morning. It's pretty nice.
Yummy! Wet pie!
Well, we're starting our first and only hike of the day. The weather's supposed to kind of turn this afternoon and get really windy, although it's already windy now, and possibly some rain. So we're gonna hike down Cathedral Wash. This is named after the Cathedral Rock that's just at the trailhead of this hike. And this involves a little bit of rock scrambling, so I'm gonna have to lean on Will and trust him to help us get down with his mountain goat feet. This is crazy beautiful. What a hidden gem. The hike through Cathedral Wash is 3 miles round trip through a slot canyon with towering walls. More than just a leisurely hike, sections of the trail require rock scrambling and careful planning to descend the dry waterfalls.
So this is how you make rocks, sand. Put it in the middle of your hand, take your palm, and you got sand.
This is the rock scrambling part.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you are. Mommy.
But somebody isn't.
No.
I can do it.
Okay, both hands. There you go. She asked me if I'm okay. What do you think? Do you think I'm okay? This is definitely beyond my comfort zone, but I'm doing it.
Good job, babe.
This is incredible.
I'm really proud of Angela. This is definitely not in her typical wheelhouse of fun activities, but I think that the stuff that we've done beforehand, other slot canyons, going through the fiery furnace last year, I think that that's kind of brought her up to being able to do this.
I'm proud of me too. Pat on the back. Really?
Yep, really.
Ah! Oh boy. You literally have to slide.
I don't have to slide.
I jump. Oh.
Like that.
Because you got long legs.
That's right, girl.
You made it to the Colorado River! Woo! Good job! Oh!
The canyon is so cool, and then it opens up into the bigger canyon here where the Colorado River's coming through. Seeing the rapids there was so awesome. But we're starting to see some pretty dark clouds. Wasn't supposed to rain until a lot later today, and we're probably still going to be fine, but we're going to go ahead and cut our time at the river short so we can start going back through the canyon. We could get to high ground if we needed to, but we really don't want to get caught in a bind.
Oh, we hate to leave this place. Golly, it's so beautiful.
Now we're back to the adventurous part, because the rest of this has been, just kid stuff.
Yeah.
We love this canyon!
Watch my face.
We've loved every slot canyon we've been in, and this one was absolutely no exception. And with the clouds rolling in, it's just spectacular. But the wind is really starting to kick up. When we got here last night, the wind was pretty wild, gusting to at least 30 miles an hour, and it's supposed to get pretty windy again this afternoon. So I don't know how much touring we're going to get to do the rest of the day.
Go back and pick the sand out of my eyes.
Rain has come in, and yeah, that definitely I think is going to do us in for the day, at least for outside activities. But we're gamers, so we're going to play some Harvest. This is a game we got Kaylee for Christmas. It's a really fun board game, really cool.
It's
really
super
colorful.
fun.
It is super fun.
Although we haven't won yet, Will has beat us every single time. So that's going to change today.
What can I say? I'm so happy for you.
She beat Daddy by 4 whole points.
4 points.
Good job, girlfriend. We don't ever want it to come across like our lives are perfect and we are just always on vacation and everything goes super well. There are a lot of challenges to living full-time in an RV, and last night was one of those challenges.
No kidding. Big time.
We shared that storm with you guys before we went to bed, and the wind calmed down in time for Kaylee to go to sleep, and as the night went on, about midnight, it kicked up big time. We were parked broadside to the wind. That's the way the parking spaces were in the campground, and the wind was probably gusting to
at least 40 miles per hour,
yeah, 40
maybe
to 50,
50, maybe
yeah.
50.
And when you're parked broadside, I mean, we were rocking. And
it felt like an earthquake.
Yeah.
It literally felt like there was an almost constant earthquake, and we're just...
Yeah, or like plane turbulence.
Yeah, yeah.
And it obviously woke up Kaylee. Her room was kind of on the corner where the wind was blowing.
Poor girl.
Her room was so loud, and she just came to the room and just, I can't sleep. So we all just snuggled in bed for a while and just, hung out, waited for the wind to die down. They said it would die down about 3, so we told her to go back to bed. And it was after 4 o'clock, and I finally went to her room, and I laid down in there with her, and there's no way that anybody could sleep in that kind of noise. It was incredible. So she came back to bed with us, and we all fell asleep in a queen-size bed at 4 o'clock this morning. And so it was a rough night, to say the least.
And about midnight, whenever it really started to pick up, I actually got outside and by myself hitched the truck up to Tiny to try to give it a little bit more stability, and that did help.
It did.
Then we were kind of leaning forward, so we kind of had a little blood rushing to our heads trying to sleep.
It was better than being on a turbulent ride.
Trying to hitch up in the dark in a windstorm, and I've got my headlights turned off. I didn't want to, wake everybody else up. And then just as I'm going out to hitch up, our neighbor in a travel trailer who we talked to this morning, a super nice guy named Chris, he was doing the same thing, and he said, yeah, they didn't get much sleep last night.
It kind of made me feel better that someone else was struggling with it, that it wasn't just us being super sensitive, to the noise and the rocking and all of that. But if you are considering full-time living in an RV, wind is one thing you really, really need to consider. Wind and bad weather, period. Are you tired, sweet girl?
Yes, I am.
Poor thing.
I got like 6.5 hours of sleep last night.
It was rough.
In the night, my room over there, it was the worst of it. It was like 5 times louder than that.
Yeah.
Well, window shades rattling.
Yeah.
Feeling the wind, it was not good.
It was rough. But we're safe. And where are we now?
Balanced Rocks.
Balanced Rocks. Check these things out.
Let's go look at them.
All right, let's go.
Ever since Americans started coming to the Grand Canyon area, crossing the canyon has been a huge barrier. In 1873, a man by the name of John Lee started running a ferry in this area called Marble Canyon, which basically becomes the Grand Canyon further south and west. And for 55 years, the ferry would run vehicles, wagons, all of that from one side of the Colorado River to the other. But obviously it was a really slow system. It couldn't handle big vehicles. And in 1928, there was a very unfortunate disaster with the ferry. Several people were killed and it was permanently closed. The following year, in 1929, this bridge that we're on now, the Navajo Bridge, was opened, and it spans over 800 feet across the Colorado River. It's over 460 feet high, and it was just a huge improvement over the ferry system used before. However, it became outdated through the years. It was only 19 feet wide and could only handle 40 tons of weight, which is really not very much for a significant roadway. So in 1995, a new bridge was built that's more than twice as wide, 44 feet, and spans over 900 feet across the Colorado River. And the old, what's now known as the historic Navajo Bridge, is now open to pedestrians, and it just gives you a really cool view of the canyon here and looking down at the Colorado River. It's a really cool piece of history. There are 2 California condors just circling around and around the bridge, and we've learned that they're actually nesting just under the bridge. And in case you don't know, California condors nearly went extinct about 40 years ago. There are only about 22 left in existence. Those were captured, bred in captivity, slowly released back into the wild, and now there are about 550 condors, roughly half in captivity, half in the wild, and they're starting to breed in the wild successfully. And it's just a really neat story of these majestic, large birds being saved from extinction and brought back into their native habitat. Good morning. After we finished up our time around Navajo Bridge yesterday, we drove into Page, were able to dump our tanks, and pretty early on we just called it a day. We pulled into the Walmart parking lot here in town. They allow overnight parking, and once we got set up, we just went to bed. We took naps, at least Angela and I did, and just felt better after that. Had an easy afternoon, did a little grocery shopping here, and it looks like we're gonna have a beautiful day to be able to do some more touring in the area.
First stop of the day in Page is at a place most of you have probably seen or heard of, Horseshoe Bend. We've been to Page a couple of times before, and for whatever reason, we've never done it. So today is the day. It's a gorgeous morning. We're here about 9 o'clock. The parking lot is mostly empty, so we're hoping for a nice quiet experience. We'll see. So a couple things to know about Horseshoe Bend. It is co-managed by the National Park Service and the City of Page. So there is a $10 parking fee per vehicle, and that is for one-time entry. That's not in and out privileges for the day. So pick the time of day you come very wisely. We came at 9 in the morning, and the sun was just kind of cresting over this cliff, so half of the bend was in shadows. So we're waiting for the sun to rise a little bit higher in the sky to actually illuminate the part of the river that is the bend. So just keep that in mind. It's also very, very busy, especially at the actual lookout where the guardrails are. So if you're comfortable, kind of getting off on some rocks, definitely go off to the side, and it's a lot quieter over here. It's one of the most iconic sites in the Southwest. So I downloaded this app to my phone called Merlin, and it records bird song, and it tells you what bird you're seeing.
That was a rock wren.
A rock wren. That's hard to say.
Yes. Try to say that 5 times fast.
Our next stop of the day is at a gas station. No, seriously. There is a Shell station just a couple miles south of Page, and there is a place here called Gas Station Cave. It's fairly new. I don't think a lot of people knew about it until recently, but it's definitely been discovered. There are lots of people here, but that means it won't be too hard to find. It's an easy walk from the gas station parking lot to Big Lake Sand Cave, making it an easy stop when exploring the area. The cave is actually a sandstone alcove, and if you're at the back of it with a wide-angle lens, it creates the illusion of a cave. And of course, Will had to climb to the highest peak he could find for a bird's eye view. just north of Page on the Colorado River is Glen Canyon Dam, which can provide power for 400,000 homes. It took 10 years to build the dam, and the amount of concrete it contains would build a 4-lane highway 1,500 miles long. Near the dam is an easy half-mile walk to the Hanging Gardens, a shaded alcove where a natural spring nourishes a cluster of maidenhair ferns.
That like a big spider's gonna jump out. If you stick your hand in here, it's spongy.
I'm your dad. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
You are not sorry.
It might seem a little anticlimactic to hike just to some ferns, but when you're out here and you've been in the desert as long as we have, and everything around here is just so dry, to see ferns, it's like, wow, it just is completely out of place, and it's pretty cool.
Kaylee found a flower.
Very pretty.
So little.
It is so little.
It's fuzzy.
Pro tip, don't wear big heavy earrings on days this is windy. Ow. I think wind is the theme of this episode. Oh my goodness. A little windy again. Formed by the Glen Canyon Dam, Lake Powell is the second largest artificial lake in the U.S. and has almost 2,000 miles of shoreline when full. By the way, if you use a tripod in a stiff wind, anchor it to something solid. Well, that was a fun, bumpy ride. We're doing something we've had on our bucket list for a long time this morning. We are hiking to Buckskin Gulch. This is the longest continuous slot canyon in the world, and the access to the slot canyon is about 1.7 miles from the trailhead. We are at Wire Pass Trailhead, and this is the same trailhead that is used for people who have won the lottery to hike to the Wave. And if you don't know what the Wave is, you probably have seen pictures of it in the past. It is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the most coveted hikes in the United States. It is also one of the most difficult to get to. Permits are awarded by a lottery system, and we tried to get permits several months ago when we knew we would be here through the advanced lottery, and we did not win those. You can also apply for a daily lottery, and we've done that for the last 3 days while we've been in the area, and not surprisingly didn't win any of those either. They say only about 3% of people that apply actually are awarded permits, so we weren't expecting it. It's still a little disappointing, but you know, we know the Lord has a reason for it, and maybe one day in the future we'll win. But this is not a bad second place option to do. We're super excited to do this trail. Look at all this rock. Will said it looks like brains. It's a little gruesome, but it does. And then look at this. I may not have won the lottery to go see the Wave, but this is wave enough for me.
It looks like we're about to go into a cave, but this is actually Wire Pass Canyon. It's one of the canyons that you go through before you get into Buckskin Gulch. Here's one of the ladders. How adventurous.
Part of me loves ladders, part of me hates ladders. It's a love-hate relationship.
Beautiful.
I don't know what it is about slot canyon. It's fine, it's fine, everything's fine. It's all fine. Oh, slot canyons are so magical. They're one of my happy places.
I'm gonna scare mommy so badly.
Gosh, you did it again.
Oh my goodness. It feels like you're walking around a corner and you're going to see the Temple of Petra.
Yes, exactly.
This is one of the most incredible slot canyons that we've ever been in, maybe the most. So just past the big amphitheater and the petroglyphs, you actually enter Buckskin Gulch, and then you can go north or south. And some people who've already been here told us that if you go south, which is a right turn when you're going in, that there's some standing water right now because there was some rain here over the last couple days. So we don't know how far we'll be able to go, but we got to check it out. We've never actually seen water in one of these slot canyons.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Kaylee, you just hold on to Daddy's neck. Just don't choke him. We want him to be able to breathe.
Yeah, that's a plus. It's okay. There we go. And I didn't have to carry her yet. That's probably coming up ahead.
Future attractions. Yeah, I think we might have reached the point of no return. That's just entirely too deep for us to try to get across, and there are no rocks to step on there, so we're gonna turn around and go northbound, even though we've heard that there's some water there too. We'll just go as far as we can go. So we only got a tiny little piece up Buckskin Gulch north, and there was even more water, so oh well.
So we maybe could have taken off our shoes and socks, but
Yeah, we might could have done it barefoot, but the water was really, really cold. And once your feet get cold, it's hard to warm up, especially when you're not in the sun. So we turned around. We're gonna head back through Wire Pass. It's still beautiful. I'm still glad we did this.
perfect little spot.
Good thing we have Daddy. Don't look look down, don't look down, don't look down. Yay. Join us down the road as we trade the desert for the coastal rainforest and life on island time. And until next time, enjoy your journey.